My dog's name is Bingo, and together we hike about 8 times a year. Not dog walks, but actual legit hikes. She's 12 and a half years old, and based on her life expectancy, her health, and how often we go, we've got about 15 hikes left. Not some hikes, not I should go more, nothing squishy like that. 15. That's a concrete number. And that number changes how I show up to every one of those hikes. And today we're going to do the math on the experiences that matter to you. Now, time is a limited resource. We were born, we were lucky enough to be born, and then at some point we will die. Now, this is not news. Everybody knows this. This is something that many of us spend a lot of time and energy trying to forget, though. I'm not going to be here forever. The people that I love and want to share experiences with, they're not going to be here forever. And with this hourglass analogy, where the top chamber is how much life we have left and the bottom chamber is the life that we've lived, eventually that time slips through the present moment until it's gone. And so if we want to have experiences, a life full of experiences, then we don't have a lot of time to waste. And we don't have the time to live on autopilot. And so when we think about the experiences that we can have, it's helpful to do what I call doing the math. And doing the math is just saying the total number of experiences that I get is the number of times per year I do it and the number of years that I expect to do it. It's that simple. So this is my dog Bingo, sort of. 8 times a year, Bingo and I go on a longer hike. And you multiply that by however many years that we'll do it. And this is the total number of hikes that I can expect to have with her. When you lay it out like this and say, this is all there is, that's kind of like a reality check. This is all that there is. And every time we go on a hike, we cross one of those off. And every year goes by that we have those hikes, we cross out that year. And so here's where we're at. She's got a couple of years left. 8 times a year, that's 16 minus 1 hike that we've already went on this year. 15 hikes left. So these experiences are tangible and they can help us think about how we're going to use our time, use our money, use our attention in order to gain experiences. Now, experiences could be anything. It could be dinner with your parents, pushing your child on a swing, visiting your grandparents, like mine, hiking with your dog, happy hour with your friends, coffee with a mentor, going to a baseball game, playing your favorite sport, swimming in the ocean, vacations with your kid while they're still a kid, vacation with your kids while they're still kids. Whatever the experience is, they're finite. Your grandparents aren't going to be around forever. Your parents aren't. Your children aren't going to be children forever. And so we can do like I did with the dog and chart out all those experiences. You do this 5 times a year in this example, and you're going to do it for 9 years. And then every time you have one of those experiences, you can cross it off. And recognize that this is all you have left. And when you do that, when you say, I see my grandparents once a year, and my grandparents have 3 years left. I have dinner with my mom 5 times a year, and she's got 12 years left. I take 2 vacations with my kids, and they've got 3 years until they're teenagers. That can change how you think about your experiences. We can change the math, by the way. If I don't like what the math tells me, I can make a conscious effort to change the number of times per year, for example. If I value dinners with my mom, and I do this so many times a year, and she's got so many years left, I can change how many times I go see her. Or my mom can change the math. If she wants to do that, she can do things to improve her health. If I want to take hikes longer, I want to do things more times, I can do things to extend my life so that I can increase my experiences. We can change the math, but the math is still there. And it's helpful, I think, to think about this as kind of like a chip, an experience chip. Think of this like a poker chip. And this represents whatever your experience is. Vacations with your children while they're children. Dinners with your parents. Hikes with your dog. Marathons that you run. This is a chip, and you've only got so many of these chips left. And every time you do one of these experiences, you put your chip on the table. And then you will see over time that stack start to dwindle. That stack will get smaller and smaller. And what that does is that it it snaps you out of autopilot. It says, I'm going to use this chip. And again, you can change the math to get yourself more chips, but there's always going to be a finite number of chips. And so this takes us, somebody who might be on autopilot, thinking, I'm going to go doom scrolling, I'm going to fiddle around on my phone, I'm going to play some games, I'm going to waste some time. And then we remember that experience chip. And then we might say, oh, that's right. I have changed my mind. I'm going to appreciate these experiences. Because money is just a tool. Your time, money, both of these are tools. They're both finite. And they can be pointed at the life you want, or they can be pointed at a life that you've drifted towards without deciding. So figure out what the experiences are that you want to have. Do the math, and then get the money and time to follow. Your stack is smaller than you think.